What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Got some news on Canelo Alvarez and his next opponent that he's looking for September 14th. On Chris Mannix's Twitter, they said the Golden Boy has slightly increased their offer to main events. That's the promoter for Sergey Kovalev. They slightly increased their offer, so it depends on the term "slightly increase." They were saying that they offered him half of what Daniel Jacobs made for the Canelo Alvarez fight in May, and I think it was said that Daniel Jacobs made 12.5. So they said it was less than half of what he was making. They said it was less than half of what Daniel Jacobs made for the Canelo Alvarez fight. And it was said that Daniel Jacobs made $12.5 million for that fight. So you assume that the initial offer for Sergey Kovalev was $6 million. So they say they slightly increased. So I would say maybe that will, I'm gonna give a benefit of the doubt. Say they maybe they went from $6 to $8 million. $6 to $8 million. They increased the offer from $6 to $8 million for Sergey Kovalev to fight Canelo Alvarez on September 14th, Mexican Independence Day. Now, granted that he's still gonna have to pay Anthony Yarde step-aside money. Okay, he's gonna have to pay that, and that's gonna take some money out of his pocket. I don't know. They was said that Anthony Yarde was gonna make $4 million for the fight against Sergey Kovalev in Russia. So say they had to pay him at least half of that to step aside. That's $2 million. So that'd knock him back down to $6 million. That'd be basically the original offer that he was going to get for the initial offer that Golden Boy offered him a couple of weeks ago. Well, not a couple of weeks ago, last week. They offered him $6 million. So I don't know if that'll be enough to make Sergey Kovalev drop the fight with Anthony Yarde, pay him step aside money. Barbara Arum did an interview a couple of days ago saying that that Kurt Kovalev is fighting Anthony Yarde next, and that they will if he beats Yarde, that they could possibly make the Canelo Kovalev fight in December at the end of this year. So I don't know if this slightly increased offer by Golden Boy will get them to change their tune, but you kind of run out of time here to get an opponent for Canelo Alvarez, and if they really were serious about, I know they're serious about making this fight, man. I think they should have significantly increased that offer. They should have basically, to get Kovalev to drop his plans for fighting Anthony Yarde, they should have basically offered him the same contract they offered Daniel Jacobs, $12.5 million. Don't go from 6 to slightly increase the offer from 6 to maybe 8, and think he's gonna, turn around and pay Anthony Yarde step aside money and go ahead and give Canelo a chance to add another title in a different weight class. I don't see that happening. Really don't. I think this is a last minute Hail Mary by Golden Boy Promotions, but I don't see Sergey Kovalev in main events accepting this offer. I think they're gonna hold firm. They've got all the leverage. They've got basically a fight already lined up with Anthony Yarde in Russia that they could take care of their mandatory, get that out the way, and they can always, like Barbara will say, revisit Canelo fight in December. Let Canelo fight Triple G in a third fight, or maybe fight a Jaime Munguia or one of those two guys, and they can take care of their mandatory and get that out the way and possibly fight Canelo at the end of the year. But that's what the news is, man. Chris Mannix on his Twitter said that they slightly increased their offer. I think it's going to take, in my opinion, it's going to take more than a slightly increased offer. I think they've got to offer Sergey Kovalev what they gave Daniel Jacobs. If they offer him $12.5 million, I think that will give him a chance to pay Anthony Yarde step-aside money, and then still walk away with a decent purse. Pay him $2 million, and you still walking away with $10.5 million for that fight. But you always got to look at whatever offer you offer, you're going to have to take some of that to pay Anthony Yarde step-aside money. So we'll see what happens on that, man. Another thing, Jaime Munguia and Triple G, they are in negotiations for a fight in October. So that's the fight that both guys are looking to make. But the IBF has also ordered a purse bid between Canelo Alvarez and Sergey Derevchenko. Canelo, in all likelihood, is going to not pursue that fight, and he's going to drop the belt. So they're going to go with the next highest rankings, and it'll be Sergey Derevchenko versus Triple G. That's I saw that under Mike Coppinger Twitter. He had that on his Twitter about a couple hours ago. So we'll see what transpires with that. Now Triple G's gonna have to make a decision. Is he gonna chase the strap? You know, get that IBF belt? That'll be another strap that he can win. That'll give him more leverage in the Canelo Alvarez negotiations. You know, if they fight sometime probably May of 2020, or does he chase the McGill fight? That's probably gonna that ain't no problem. It's gonna pay him more money. It's more money in the Jaime McGill fight. You're fighting a Mexican fighter. You're fighting him on the zone. You know, he's got a solid fan base. He doesn't have a Canelo Alvarez fan, but he has a solid fan base. It's probably more money in the Jaime McGill fight. It's not going to be for a belt, though. It's probably more money in the Jaime McGill fight. But fighting Derevchenko gives you opportunity to win a belt, which will probably give you better leverage in a Canelo Alvarez negotiation. Because you come to the table with one belt instead of coming to the table with no belts, that'll give you more of a leverage to get more of the piece of the pie of the revenue that will be potentially generated between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. So we'll see what happens, man. You know, about a year and a half ago when he was chasing a Canelo fight, Billy Joe Saunders went to his hometown, Kazakhstan, and you know, wanted to fight him. You know, he said he was willing and able to fight Triple G and fight him in his backyard of Kazakhstan. But Triple G, who said earlier he was all about, you know, collecting belts, decided not to fight Billy Joe Saunders and ended up chasing the Canelo fight, which was worth a huge life-changing payday for Triple G. So will he do that? Will he go that route again, or will he change it up this time and say, okay, I went for the Canelo and got two huge paydays, but I ended up losing my belts, or will I go the route that I should have went with a year ago and fought, where I could have fought Billy Joe and got another belt and could have been undisputed at that time. Now I got a chance to get a belt, which I don't have a belt at this moment, in a fight with Derevchenko, or will I chase the money again like I did with Canelo and fight Jaime McGill, which is a fight that'll pay me more money. Well, we'll see what happens, man. But you got some decisions going on, man. So that's updated right now. Again, Golden Boy has slightly increased their offer to main events. The promoters of Sergey Kovalev. I don't think it's going to make any difference as far as Kovalev is concerned. I think they're going to stand firm, and I think Golden Boys dropped the ball again. I think they should have offered him at least what they offered Daniel Jacobs. See, they know they need an opponent. They don't want to fight Triple G. The zone's already told them that they only approved two opponents for them, and that's Triple G and Kovalev. You know you don't want to fight Triple G right now. You need to go balls to the wall and try to make the Kovalev fight and offer him exactly what you offered Daniel Jacobs, and that's what will get him to take that deal and still be able to pay Anthony Yarde step-aside money and still walk away with a good price. But if you're going to pay him just a slightly increase that price, basically what Golden Boy is doing is the slightly increased offer is basically the step-aside money that they're going to give to Kovalev so he can pay Anthony Yarde, and it ain't got to come out of his purse, his total purse. That's basically what they're doing. They basically saying we're going to offer to pay your step-aside fee that you're going to have to pay Anthony Yarde, and you'll just walk away with the $6 million that we offered you at first. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what they did. Because the first offer was $6 million. They know he would have probably had to pay Anthony Yarde $2 million of that, and he'd have been walking away with $4 million total. He'd have walked away with $4 million after that. Now they saying, okay, we're gonna slightly increase the offer. We're gonna go from 6 to 8. So that $2 million that you would have to pay Anthony Yarde is not gonna come directly out your purse. We're gonna basically pay that for you. We're gonna go from 6 to 8. You take the 2 from the 8 and give it to Anthony Yarde, and then you walk away with 6, and you ain't got to worry about have to pay him. You have to worry about that. You'll be back at what we offer you. Actually, you'll be back at what we offered you initially. That $6 million, you're gonna get this total $6 million. You ain't got to worry about taking a cut from that 6 and giving it to Anthony Yarde. Basically, what I'm saying in a roundabout way, they offered to pay. They offered to pay Kovalev's step-aside money for Yarde, and he'll walk away with what they offered him initially in the first offer a week ago. We'll see what happens, man. But I just trying to give y'all this updated version on what's going on, man, as far as the Canelo Alvarez looking to finalize his next opponent for September 14th. So I'm about to get up out of here, man. Give me a little bite to eat, man, and you guys take it easy. Have a good evening. And I'll get back with you at another time, do another video when I get some more news on this Canelo Alvarez situation and other boxing news. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.